And we were really having a rough time of it in Israel because we knew that we were to make Aliyah. We knew God called us. Right against the fly. We had this thing on one of our videos where a fly just kept doing this. I kept swatting it away, swatting it away. I think that's the video that Lois got. I don't know if you noticed that. Anyways, that's how we got in touch. But thank God for the flies, I guess. Go away. Okay. So we were having a hard time there. We weren't able to work because we were still on a tourist visa. And we were in this place, but we knew that we had to leave, and we didn't know where to go. And we were running out of money very quickly because everything in Israel is very expensive. And we were afraid to even take a taxi, or we were afraid to even rent a car and go anywhere because we didn't want to use up that small stash that we had any more quickly than it was already going. So basically, we just felt like we were trapped in this apartment and doing nothing. I had a miscarriage, and we didn't have medical coverage, and that was a whole other story, and we were really getting discouraged. So one day I ran down. The Ministry of Interior called us, or we called them, and they said, no, we still don't have enough documents to prove that you're Jewish. And I ran down to the beach, and I just fell down in the sand, and I just, cried out to God, Eli, Eli, lama azavtani, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? We came all this way. You know how we talk to God sometimes? We came all this way. You said just get up and go. So we did, and now here we are, and nothing is happening. And we don't want to have to go back to Canada, and we sold everything. We gave everything away. We've got nothing to go back to. We uprooted our whole family. God, where are you? Nothing. No voices, nothing. You know how it is like that sometimes. Yeah. Went back up into that apartment, which now, at first it was just like Wonderland. It was like, whoa, but by that time it was starting to just feel like a prison. And we didn't know where to go. I went into the bathroom and went into my usual position, down on my face, and because that was the only place, it was a little one bedroom, the only place I could find some privacy, and I'm saying, God, we are praying to you, we are asking you to lead and guide us. You say you are our shepherd. Why are you not giving us any direction of where to go or what to do? And I sensed somehow that I could hear this voice saying, kind of get up off your face. And I don't know how, but I sense this in my spirit that he said to me, why should I give you further direction when you have not obeyed what I have already asked you to do?
Oh, amen, yeah.
I knew immediately what he was talking about. He had directed me to Israel to write. I thought it was a book. It's turned into 10 books. But to write. And to get it down on paper, and even all that time that I was on bed rest during the miscarriage and I had a laptop, I did not do it. You know how it is, just every day goes by, and there's things to do, and there's, and anyways, you hear well, who do you think you are? You think you could write something, and nobody's going to read it, God can't use it, all that kind of stuff that we, those old voices that we hear. So, anyways, I didn't do it, but when I heard that, I said, yes, Lord, I will do it. And I immediately got out the laptop that night, and I started typing on the laptop, and immediately things started to break through. We got an email from somebody that said, you must meet a woman named Hannah. We heard her on the radio in Kansas City when we were there on vacation, and we know from the Holy Spirit you've got to meet her. She talked about the danger of the New Age movement, especially towards Jewish people. The threat of the New Age movement. They said, we know somehow you've got to hook up with her. We'll even pay for your rental car so you can meet her. I said, well, that's great. Just give me the information. Well, we don't have any more information. I said, she lives somewhere in Israel. I'm supposed to find a Hannah that lives in Israel. They said, well, we think that she lives somewhere around Nablus. Well, as far as I know, I'm not sure, but I think that's an Arabic territory right now, isn't it? Okay, so I, a Jewish woman, I'm going to drive around Nablus, you know, and call Hannah out the window, you know, get myself killed or something, you know. So it was impossible. But that night that I started typing and I started writing, I got an email from this Hannah. And she told me who she was, where she was, and invited us. And we, supernaturally, God connected us. And I found out she was somebody that I had a newsletter from 5 years ago. And I knew exactly who she was, even though she used a different name now. She wrote under a pen name because she's ministering to the Orthodox Jews. And so she writes under a pen name. But we got together, we drove to her place, we said, okay, Lord, we know that you want us to meet with her, but we don't know what this is all about. And this was in an area, Samaria. It's the capital of Samaria. It's called Ariel. And we met with them. We had a nice time with them, a nice dinner with them, but we didn't know what was up. And she did say, if you want to stay overnight, there's an apartment that is available right above me. It just shows you how God leads and guides, even when we are the dumb sheep that don't know what we're doing. And she said, there is this apartment upstairs where you could stay overnight. We said, okay, and so we stayed there overnight. It was a very nice furnished apartment, which is almost unheard of in Israel. In Israel, apartments don't come with appliances when you rent them. They don't come with a fridge and stove, washer, dryer. They don't even come with closets. Nothing. I mean, it is walls. You move in and you got walls. So this was very unusual. There was dishes there. There was everything was there for us. It was and somebody was kind of subletting it. So we stayed there that night. We thought, well, thank you very much. In the morning, we left. We said, now we're going to go to where God has for us. And we had this rental car. We said, we're going to drive around till we find the place that God has for us. We started driving. Now, I don't know what we expected. I think maybe we expected that an angel was going to sit in the driver's seat and just say, move over, I'm taking you home, you know. And so we just started driving around. It was getting later and later and later, and we weren't receiving any direction, you know. And finally somebody, it was getting so late we thought we better find somewhere to stay for the night. Timothy, my son, was in the back seat crying for McDonald's. And we thought, well, we better head for somewhere. So we asked somebody. That's really the wrong thing to do in Israel. You do not ask anybody for directions in Israel. I don't know if you can confirm. That if you ask 3 different people for directions, they'll send you in 3 opposite directions, you know. So, of course, we didn't know that at this time. So we asked this person directions. Where should we go to find, he says there's a hostel up this mountain. We said, okay. Go drive, Radek. And so he drove up this mountain, and we're driving, we're driving, we're driving. There's nothing in sight. It's very dark. It's late. It's already late by this time. And we stopped, and we phoned, and the host said, well, no, we're closed, and there's no room. And we drove and drove and drove and drove. There's nothing. There was just nothing. And we were, you know how you can start to just snap at each other, and you're just snipping at each other by this time? We were snipping, and well, right, just pull over. And so we decided, okay, we have no choice. The kid's falling asleep in the back seat. We're going to pull over, and we're just going to sleep on the side of the road. Probably not a wise thing to do. And we're trying to sleep sitting up, and of course we can't sleep sitting up. Snip, snip. And then somebody had to go outside, and Rack says, don't go out there, you're going to be eaten by wild animals. And then we see headlights, and it was a patrol car. It was an Israeli patrol car, and they shine their flashlight into the car. Radek and I are sitting like, you know, close together in the front seat. And I was just about to try and get my Hebrew going to say something to him like, we're lost, can you tell us where to go? And he's gone already. He probably thought we were just like, you know, stop for a little rendezvous in the dark. And so he wanted to get out of there quick. And I'm like, Radek, why didn't you say something? And he's like, well, why didn't you say something? Well, we wake up. We didn't wake up. We never went to sleep. But the morning rays started to shine, and we tried to figure out where we were. Well, we were on the top of Mount Gilboa. Now, it's interesting. Yeah, some of you, okay, know. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know my Bible geographically. I knew it prophetically, but I didn't know it geographically. I didn't know what happened at what place. So I said, Mount Gilboa, that rings a bell. You know, maybe if I look up in the Bible what happened on Mount Gilboa, we will receive some direction from the Lord. Well, I looked up Mount Gilboa, and I found out that this was the place where King Saul and Jonathan were slain. It was the place where Israel suffered a terrible, terrible defeat from the Philistines, or their enemies. I said, Radek, I think we're doing something wrong. Yes, we received direction from the Lord, but it was just like, you fools, get off Mount Gilboa. And so we headed back to where we had last been, to Hannah's place. And we said, you know, we don't know what the Lord is doing. We don't know if we're on the right track. We don't know anything. But there's an apartment upstairs. Can we rent it? She said, yes, it's available. So we rented this apartment, and then it was Purim time. It was at the time of Purim, and which is a Feast of Lots. And so they were having a little Purim fellowship. And they invited us down to their place. And we sat down, and somebody said, well, welcome. And, you know, we hear that you rented the apartment upstairs. We go, yes. And somebody said, well, don't you know whose apartment you're in? And I said, no, I don't. Whose apartment are we in? And they said, oh, well, that's the apartment of the writer, Norma Archibald, who wrote the book, Mountains of Israel. Now, we don't have any of those books left because we sold out. But that is an excellent, awesome book. And we ordered them in from her, and we sold them all on the tour, if you can get a hold of it. It's called The Mountains of Israel, the West Bank and Bible Prophecy. Anyways, and he said, you know where she wrote that book? And I said, let me guess. And she wrote that book right in that apartment. It had a beautiful view of the mountains of Israel. So it showed me that God is leading and guiding us.
Yes.
And I would like to sing together with my sisters in the Lord this beautiful song. And all it says is, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want, in Hebrew. And this is one of the songs that we sing. Sometimes when I really feel lost, I just sing this to myself. Or if I feel that I am lacking something, I sing this. And remember that the Lord is my shepherd. Adonai Roi, Adonai Roi, Lo Exal, Adonai Roi, Lo Exal, Adonai Roi. I want to speak a little bit from the scriptures about the unity that we have in the Messiah and about the Lord being our shepherd. It's in John 10, one of my favorite chapters, and I've got lots of favorite chapters in the Bible, but one of my favorites is John 10. And Yeshua said to them again, most assuredly I say to you, I am the door for the sheep. And in my Hebrew, it's a sha'ar. A sha'ar is a gate. So I am the gate of the sheep. And all who ever came before me are thieves and robbers. But the sheep did not hear them. I am the gate. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved, and will go in and out to find pasture. The thief does not come to steal and kill and destroy, but I have come that they may have life, and they may have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. And in the Hebrew you'll find there, Adonai Roi. I am the good shepherd. Ani haroeh hatov. And the good shepherd gives his life for the sheep.